Hi, my name is Neb Camus Sen Atumri, and this is the 7th video in the series, Malachi's Mission Earth. The doctrine of rhythm has once again revolved. Conan, this is the 5th of the 9 Tehuti doctrines and can be found in the sacred wisdom of the Grand Hierophant Tehuti of the ancient Egyptian order, pages 72 through 74. This doctrine embodies the truth that in everything there is a manifested, a measured motion, to and fro, flow and inflow, a swing backward and forward, a pendulum-like movement, a tide-like ebb and flow, a high tide and a low tide between two poles which exist in accordance with the doctrine of polarity. There is always an action and reaction in this physical realm, an advance and a retreat, a rising and a sinking. This is the affairs of the universe, suns, worlds, mortals, animals, energy, and matter, but never mental or ethereal, which just is. This law is manifest in the creation and destruction of worlds, birth and death, in the rise and fall of nations, in the life of all things, and finally in the physical states of mortals, like breathing in and out. So Conan, rhythm compensates. The angel Melchizedek, Dr. Malachi's yoke, gave us the wisdom about pointing fingers. He said, when you point your finger at someone, 3 fingers are pointing back at you, and one is pointing up to the Most High in the heavens. For who he is al-Adalu, the just, el-Shahidu, the watcher, the witness. Now, the prophet Messiah Yeshua, Jesus, son of Miriam, and the angel Gabriel told us that he would send another comforter. Holy Bible, St. John's chapters 14, 15, and 16. That comforter was none other than Prophet Mustafa Muhammad Al-Amin, son of Abdullah and Amina. Anu El sent the angel Gabriel, son of Raziel and Zamael, to give the Prophet Mustafa Muhammad a little book. Revelation 10:2, which is the Holy Quran, Isaiah 29:12, Genesis 49:10, Deuteronomy 18:18. In this little book, Anu El is calming us Nubians, the Lulu Amelu, primitive workers of the Anunnaqi, Elohim, for El Sirat El Mustaqim, which means the way of the ones who stand up straight, the agreeable. Anu El, by way of the angel Gabriel, orders the Prophet Muhammad to question these pagan female deity worshippers about their satanic practices. So, in Quran 17:40, it asks the question, has your Rab, sustainer, then singled you out to give you sons, and has taken for himself females from Malachi'S, Elohim Anunnaqi, female messengers, angelic beings? Surely you are saying an azim, supreme evil thing. Chapter 4, 117 states, if they call on Inathan, female deities, beside him, they are only calling on Maridan, rebellious, Shaitan, Satans, plural. They are calling on rebellious Satans. In 43:19, it states, and they make El Malaikata The angelic messengers who are Elohim Anunnaqi, slaves of El Rahman, the yielder, as Inathan, second part, females. They say they are the yielder's daughters. Did they watch the angelic messengers khalaqa, creation? Shahadatuhum. What they watched will be tuktabu, written down, and they will be questioned about it. Chapter 37, 149 states, so they asked questions. Did your Rab Sustainer have Banatu daughters, and for them Abanuna sons? Or that we Elohim Anunnaqi khalaqa, created El Mala'ikat, the angelic messengers, the Elohim Anunnaqi, Ineth, second part females, and they are Shahidun, watchers, they watched. Is not what they say from their own ifq, invention? The source Allah, Walada, conceived? Surely they. Verily are Kadhibuna, liars. Astafar, he chose Banat, daughters, over Banin, sons. What is wrong with you all? How you use your wisdom? Don't you all tadakkaruna? Remember? Or do you have a mubin, clear, sultanun, authoritative power? So, you all bring your scriptures. Bring forth your scripture. If you are sadiqeen, truthful ones. And they, with the Meccan, red Arabs, made a Nasaban, blood relationship, a family tie between him and between El Jinnatu, the jinns, the red Arabs, and joining with the devil in the flesh. And indeed, El Jinnatu, the jinns, knew that they will be brought in his presence and shall be given a punishment. Glory be to the source, Allah, for that which they attribute to him. Now pay close attention to Surah Al-Najm, chapter 53, 27 and 28. It states, surely those who do not have faith in the end will name Al-Mala'ikat, the Elohim Anunnaqi, with female names. And they don't have any knowledge of it, the Anunnaqi being all females. That which they follow is nothing except al-dhann, what they think, opinions, and surely the opinion will not profit them against the things that are facts beyond any doubt. All the Elohim are not females. Now, the Arabic word untha literally translates the second part of females in El's Quran. In Surah Ali Imran, which is chapter 335, it states in part, and El Zakaru, the male or forgetful one, is not like Untha, the second part female. Now, to fully understand this second part issue, we must go back to creation, which happened in cycles of 14,000 years. Holy Tablets, chapter 1, tablet 1, verses 11 through 30. And at the end of the first cycle was the birth of the universe, the formation of stars, galaxies, and the planets. At the beginning of the second cycle was the half diameter of 7,000 years, in which you have the angelic beings, be they agreeable Sarufat or disagreeable Garubat. They, the race of Natas, were cast down from the fourth plane, the mental plane, to dwell and made to dwell on the second plane, the plane of force. Before their physical form. El Elo, the source, gave them rule in comfort until the end of the second cycle, or the 14,000 years, so the 14,000th year after their creation. At the beginning of the third cycle, which took 7,000 years, you have the disagreeable Weh Garupad and the agreeable Yah Sarufat, both of which were called Yahwehans, Jehovah's. And you have the process of the Adamites. Of 14 generations before the completion of the Adama project in the laboratories in Sidonia called Shimti, the Lahmumars project, the Sphinx project. This genetic breeding and splicing, chromosome tampering, is that which gives birth to Kadmon, called Zakar, and even Adam. These Yahwehans or Jehovah's were both personifying into the physical form to come to the planet Earth as physical beings, for there was no place found anymore for them in the fourth plane, the heavens. For when the Wehans heard the news of the creation of the Adama project and the prototype that was laid before them, they caused much war and mischief in the heavens. This war was recorded in the scripture Revelation, the 12th degree, the 7th verse, as, and there was war in heaven. Marduk and his Sarufat fought against the Drago, Halal and his Garubad, and the Sarufat did win. So there was no place found anymore in Uranus, Orion, for them. And the Drago, who was Halal, the son of Shachar, and Mylitta, was cast out, that old serpent called the devil, and the serpent which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his Garubad did personify with him. After that, the Natas began to do disagreeable acts and disobey El Ilo, the head Yahweh, the most high deity of all the deities, the source, and he condemned them. Natas, also called Lucifer, was an extra being on Terra, or what you refer to as an extraterrestrial or extraterrestrial. The Luciferian order came out of a group of extraterrestrial beings called Jehovah's. The Luciferian would interfere with beings on this planet Earth and pass themselves off as gods, unquote. Portions of this section were taken from Holy Tablets, chapter 1, tablet 23 and 24. Now, the genetic breeding and splicing of the cells of Kadmon began and was done in a laboratory on the planet Lahmumars, in a laboratory Shimti. Thus it is said, Kadmon was created in the heavens, up there, before the earth. How was this great task undertaken? Ninti, the mistress of the sky, and whom we refer to affectionately as Mother Ninti, was the daughter of Si and Anu. She created the human being known to us as the primitive worker, so that they would bear the workload of the Anunnaqi. The Anunnaqi came to Earth to retrieve gold for their planet Rizla, which was slowly being destroyed by its three sons called Apsu, or Apsu, Shemesh, and Utu. The Anunnaqi did the work at one time, but it was too hard and unbearable for them. So Ninti, the chief medical officer of the Anunnaqi, used genetic manipulation and in vitro fertilization, the fertilization of a biological entity or a process developed or maintained in a controlled, non-living environment. This was used to create what is called Lulu Amelu, meaning primitive worker. This was done in the laboratory called Shimti, meaning house where the wind of life is breathed in. In order to create enocytes, Ninti used her own blood. From her blood you got the Tima, personality, the DNA or the gene. This is what distinguishes one person from another. Ninti used also Shiru, which is the flesh of the Anunnaki. One Anunnaki called Gishtu or Gishtui was slaughtered for a willing sacrifice. He was willing to give his life for the life of other men, that they may be saved. And she, Mother Ninti, used the Kithru, seamen, simply sea men or men of the sea, as a tadpole coming from a non-Anunnaki male member, and is called sperm. Ninti rejected the plan at first, saying it is not right or proper for her to make Adamu or Adurus or Adiuru. But she later agreed under the impression Anu gave permission. And she said if she was given clay to create with, she would do it. Enki instructed Ninti to get the Anunnaki blood and the flesh through immersion in a purifying bath so that she would get the essence. So these two divine extracts were mixed well by Ninti in a purifying bath. This is where the primitive worker Lulu Amelu came from. Ninti washed her hands before she touched the clay to create the primitive worker or Adamites. If you notice, to this very day, all doctors follow in her footsteps. And the birth goddesses or female Anunnaki were used to produce these workers once the perfect egg was made. Ninti, daughter of Si and Anu, was volunteered by her husband to carry the perfected egg in her womb, and Ninti carried out the procedures. The male Lulu was mixed, and then the fertilized egg of the ape woman, bathed and mixed with the blood serum and egg of the young Anunnaki, was divided into batches and placed in a mold where they acquired either male or female characteristics. Ninti was used to bind the image of the Anunnaki on these newly created beings. The egg was re-implanted into the wombs of the birth goddesses. The embryos produced 7 males and 7 females each time. These male hybrids could not reproduce or procreate. The primitive workers were the first Homo sapiens to take over the gold mines of Rafali. You were created to be primitive workers to mine gold at the Rafali, Monodapa, now called Zimbabwe. However, it was the other 20 sons and daughters of Cadmon who ended up in the mines. The other sons of Seth, the Enocytes, from which most of you descended, were exempt. So this great task was undertaken when the scientists took the seed of Ninti and bred her with Adiuru, the Homo sapien, the 16th of the seed of the Adama project, after taking genus Homo to Homo erectus to Homo sapien. Now the evil reptilians are using the hip-hop culture to make young Nubians to look and act once again like the Homo erectus, a reverse in evolution. They have you disrespecting the Anunnaki, Elohim, and Mother Ninti. Thus ends today's video. We hope you have learned something from this video, and we urge you to share this video and to subscribe to the only channel where you will learn true ancient Egyptian mysteries. No more lies, no more guesswork. So share, subscribe, click on the